Welcome to On the Move.
You just stand behind the chair and raise your right arm. I'll place your right. You solemnly swear or affirm your testimony in this cause will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay, thank you. Please be seated. State your full name, spell your last name for the record, make sure to speak up to the jury.
Sherilyn K. Powser, P-O-W-S-E-R.
Ms. Hauser, are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
And where are you currently employed at?
Burgerville.
How long have you been there?
16 months.
16 months. And I'm actually going to take you to back in time, almost a year ago, to June 29th, 2013. Do you recall whether or not you were working on that day?
Yes.
And do you recall what shift you were working?
I was working a 5 to 10 closing shift for lobby.
And what position were you working that night?
Cashier. Cashier, lobby, cashier.
Were there any incidents at Burgerville on that night in question?
Well, pretty much the evening was going fairly normal, and I greet everybody the same. I make eye contact as I'm standing in front of my register, and I kind of have a funny way of putting my hands like right here. And I go, how are you doing today? What can I get for you? And then I take a person's order, and then I, go like this and say, thanks, let me know if I can get you anything else. Have a nice evening. And the particular evening, the person in question said to me, well, can you tell me what Burgerville's policy is for carrying handguns and weapons in the open to that extent? And that's when my eyes went to this side, and I noticed that he was carrying a very large weapon.
And I don't mean to cut you off. I am going to show you a video clip, but I guess before we go into any more questions, have you seen the video?
No, I have not.
Since then?
I was not aware of it.
So, did you initially see the gun when you walked into the store?
No, not at all, because like I said, I greet and I make visual contact, with them with my eyes, and I'm there to serve. I'm not like scanning people.
So how did you see the gun then?
Well, after the comment he made, and after I had given him his soda, which is what he ordered, I then looked at him and seen it and said to him, I don't know what their policy is, but I think you should probably get your pop and go.
And that's all free Wi-Fi. That's nice. Alright. Okay. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. How you doing?
I'm good. What can I get for you today?
Can I get a large Sprite?
Yes.
Thank you. By the way, I was curious, what's Burgerville's policy on open carrying firearms inside the store?
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
Okay. All right. Just
It's fine. No, I'm not. As long as nobody's saying anything, I'm fine.
Okay. Cool.
Well, I'm not going to say anything as long as you're not going to shoot us up.
I promise you I won't.
Okay.
All right.
You'll just protect us, right?
Yes.
That's all I care about.
Well, an armed citizen is a way to stop a lot of crime. So.
And I'm not totally on understanding of everything, but like I said, I'm not going to do anything as long as nothing's going on. In fact, I wouldn't even noticed if you would have said something.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure you guys weren't going to get upset or anything. So, anyway, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So you've had a chance to see the video?
Mm-hmm.
Be able to hear. So, Are you aware of Burgerville's gun policy?
No, I'm not.
And when you said you saw the gun, what was going through your head?
Pretty much at the time, I was thinking, go ahead and get your pop. I've got a restaurant full of people that are totally unaware of what's going on, and I just wanted to see them go. So I wasn't trying to be on a defensive side. I was just trying to be my normal person and you know, kind of just see the whole thing through without incident, you know.
Did you want him in the store?
No, not specifically.
So why didn't you tell him when you had the gun on his shoulder you didn't want him in the store?
Because I don't feel like that's probably the appropriate action in that situation. Personally, I don't have a problem with guns. I believe that people have a right to bear arms, and so, you know, it's like, you know, I don't totally recall everything I said, but I know that in a lot of times when I'm nervous, I make light or fun of things. So, you know, not really wanting to create any problem. I just said, you know, it'd be better for you to just go ahead and go. So pretty much from there, I was able to disengage the conversation, and I don't think I really even realized what happened until afterwards, and I told my manager what had happened.
Okay. And I'll just stop you there so I can just kind of ask you a couple of questions. So when you saw that, how would you say you reacted?
Well, I was afraid. I felt uncomfortable just because I didn't know what was going to happen, and we have customers, people, children in the store, outside, dining and stuff.
Do you recall about what time of day this was?
Well, it was in towards the evening, but being summer, it was, you know, probably later, 7 or 8 o'clock. It was almost a year ago.
Now, how often would you say you have while you work? So just during your shifts, would you say that? And we're just going to go from June 29th, so when this occurred prior, so when you began work at Burgerville, to June 29th. How many times have you encountered individuals with a rifle slung over their shoulder while you did?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
So, were there people in the store that night?
Yes, it
What
was.
what did you do after he left?
Basically, at that same point in time, I went to my manager, Kelly, and I said, Kelly, this just happened, and she had just gotten off the phone with her husband, who had said,
Object, hearsay.
As to what the husband said.
Yes, so you could...
okay,
so,
she had just gotten off the phone, and then I told her what had happened.
Okay. Why did you feel it necessary?
Because it was important that, you know, if anything in our store was to happen, she was aware. Also, I feel very responsible for the area and the community. It's a very close, you know, there's a lot of elderly people, there's a lot of families,
Okay.
a lot of regular people that I was concerned for.
Do you recall whether or not you spoke with any police after that?
Later that evening,
And do you recall whether or not you took any statements? Or provided...
oh yeah, I did. I ended up staying late after I did, well actually I was doing my process. The police officer arrived. Kelly and I sat down and talked with her. She asked if I wanted to.
Objection, hearsay, and relevance.
As to what Kelly told her to be sustained as to hearsay.
Yes, I guess I'll do a better job of asking more questions, Your Honor. So, do you recall talking to an officer?
Yes,
And do you recall what you told that officer?
yes, I do.
And what was that?
Objection, Your Honor. It's hearsay, and what she told the officer that night is not
Oh,
relevant.
She's here to testify today about
So-
personal knowledge of what she said. I'm not asking what the officer
It doesn't
said.
matter what she said to the officer that night.
yeah. We'll reserve for redirect.
Okay. How has the incident made you feel since?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. How she felt subsequent to the incident is not relevant to any of the elements of the crime charge.
She can tell how she felt
Yeah.
at the time.
So how did you feel at the time?
At the time, I felt kind of numb and very surreal, like it wasn't really happening. It made me feel anxious because I was not aware of, what could have happened. And fortunately, nothing happened, but I still, in my mind, was concerned with, if the situation would have went differently. So,
And do you recall whether or not that individual you encountered, is that individual in the courtroom today?
what he was wearing does not resemble anything of what he was wearing at the time, but I know he's in this room.
Could you just point him out and describe something he's wearing today?
His glasses, and I remember his short hair.
And asked the court reflect that she indicated that Mr. Worley.
Perhaps an article code, they're all short hair.
That describes me as well.
Well, he was wearing khakis.
Just
Just
what
today.
he's- what he-
Oh,
what he's
today, I'm
wearing
sorry,
right
the
now.
leather coat. I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay.
understand totally.
Yeah, the record will so reflect that she has identified.
Am I being detained right now, officer?
Let me see your ID.
No, thank you.
What's that?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, why are you saying no, thank you?
I know it's my Fourth Amendment right. I don't have to show you my identification. Okay, so you're not going to answer me. Okay. What's your badge number?
1382.
And your name?
Devlin.
Devin. Yours?
1375.
Name?
Troyer.
You do know that you're required by law to actually give me your name when I
Just
ask
did.
you? Really comfortable too. That's one thing I really like about this bag is the comfort level of it. But anyway, so let me move on here and we'll start showing the back here, show the features. First thing first here, we got the front of it.